Hey guys, so got a little bit of a different video today. We are going to be talking about Kadaj. So, a lot of you might not know this, but Kadaj has been broken since his release, and SQEX does not seem to be doing anything about it. So, some of us talking in the TCC server, which as usual, great place to get help if you're beginning, or if you need any help with Defo really. It's a great place to hang out, and yeah, you can just have a good time, listen to the podcast with us, and talk about the game. But anyway, back to the main topic. We are trying to do something about the lack of transparency in the devs with the global community, and anything we can do just to get more transparency in the game info itself, the characters who are releasing, and all sorts of things in that matter, because right now it's kind of unclear to some people, I would say, but you're being sold a faulty product. Every character in this game has to be treated as a product because you can use your paid money to get them with your resources. And if they aren't working as correctly, then it's false advertising, and the company is liable to fix those things when they go wrong. So for the rest of this video, we'll be looking over how Kadaj is broken exactly in two major ways, his EX recast, and that his EX also counts the gravity effect as magic. And we'll also be taking a look at some of the other bugged characters and just things we can do to fix them. So let's get into it. Alright, and just to give us some context, we are going to be looking at the feedback channel of the bug reports in the main Defo Discord for the subreddit, which has over 15,000 people in it, I believe, and just the most general reach in terms of communication that we have to offer. So you can see that almost a day after Kadaj is released on the 7th, he released on the 6th in global, and we see that Theologica notes that his recast is broken. It takes 3 skills to get to his full EX charge instead of the 2 that it normally should take, and this got widespread support, as you can see from the 34 checkmarks to the 1X, which I believe is just the base mark X that every post gets, or most posts get. And it is pretty stupid that emoji reactions affect official bug reports in this game and not just general feedback problems, but that is a topic for another video, and we will ignore that for now. You can see that not much happens for a whole month, then Inkwelder, another prominent community member, brings up the topic again on the 5th of July, about 2 weeks ago to this day, when I'm recording, and still, nothing has changed. We have not gotten any notice, and we are still basically in the blind about whether Kadaj will either be fixed, or whether they have the intention of leaving him bugged until his lost chapter, or just anything about what the devs are doing. It was mentioned on stream, apparently by Josh, and it has been 2 weeks since then, until yesterday when some of us brought it up, and it still hasn't been done, so let's go into showing off why Kadaj is bugged now that you kind of understand the context behind what's been going on and everything else. So this is just a quick graphic to show everyone that we found as being bugged in a way that hinders their gameplay. There's a couple more that we aren't going into because they aren't really affecting the characters in a negative way, and if the devs try to fix those, I would be worried that other things would get broken, so we're going to focus on these. And starting with Kadaj, of course, we already went over what's wrong with him. We have Vincent, Cypher, and Kafka all being broken by the same Brave Damage Up bonus, because when the game was updated to 8 debuffs, their Brave Damage bonus stopped being counted by the game because it seems as if their bonus for the Brave Damage was being added with a flat additional 10% for each debuff, but they never wrote in that additional bonus for 7 debuff and 8 debuff count. So when the game registers them as having 7 debuffs or 8 debuffs present on the field, what happens is the entire bonus is wiped, and you can see that their damage gets significantly decreased, and it's really annoying for fans of the characters or anyone who pulled them really to try and use them with the new 8 debuff quality of life we got. So that's something we want to get looked at. And finally, Eldnarsh is interacting with lock calls in an unintended way. It's killing his Brave regen, and also the debuffs aren't going to be ticking down during his burst effect, which can sometimes make it more difficult for him to reapply things, and This is a rather niche bug that won't come up too often, but it is really annoying when it does happen, and if we're going to be rounding up all the bugs, there is no reason not to list it here. So this is some footage from Shiro92, thank you for the video, about JP releases Kadaj, just to show that he wasn't broken initially upon his character event, and this only happened upon his lost chapter in JP happening when his AA was contributing to his EX charge, and when they tried to fix that, it ended up breaking his EX recast speed. So you're going to see in this video that it does only take him the 2 required skills to get his EX charge back, and he's going to have the proper amount of meter filled on his recast once you see that he's used his EX already, and that is what his passive is supposed to be doing for him. You can see right there in the red circle that his meter is about 1/3 of the way filled on its way, and that is the proper amount of time that he should have. And this is just a quick slide showing us that we are going to be using Kadaj and Dash as our 2 test subjects to show why Kadaj is broken, and we'll both be using a Cypher Call in order to delay the boss enough that they can use all their moves safely, and here we can see that their EX recast speeds are both the same passive affecting them, and they're also in the same class of recast speed, so Dash is the perfect analog to show why Kadaj is not working as intended. And here we have our first test, courtesy of Kaidan Cortez. Thank you so much for recording all of this footage so I didn't have to. And he's just going to be showing us that Dash has all of his normal passives on, and we've sped this up a little bit so we can just get right into the showcase of how the EX charge should be working. This is the same stage and same enemy they will be showing off on. You can see how his initial EX charge started at around 2/3, and we're going to use the Cypher Call to give him some delays. 1 skill, and bam, we got that recast, which is perfect. And he's got that 1/3 meter that we saw in the JP Kadaj event, which is the proper value that Dash and Kadaj both should have, but that Kadaj doesn't have, so that is why we are here making this video. And bam, 2 skills, just like that, Dash is back in action. And he's got the 1/3 of his recast again at the end of his first EX full cycle, so we can clearly see that Dash was working properly, and it's time to move to Kadaj. Once again, showing off all the passives that will be equipped, which are the standard ones as per usual. And same stage, same setup, same Cypher Call at the beginning. And Kadaj's initial EX charge looks to be fine. He still has the 1 skill into EX combo, and is at the same value that Dash has. So we're gonna pop that EX. And let's see what our initial value is. It is quite lower than what Dash had, only not even coming to 1/4 on the meter, and you're going to see that Kadaj really struggles to fill it up, and it's going to take him 3 whole skills in order to get it back, which is a big limit to the viability of his character. He is meant to be spamming skills, and he needs to use those free skills a lot more on his mayhem in order to keep his DPS up, instead of being able to use them on his AA as he normally would if he had the 2 skill EX recharge. So it's really important that he gets this fixed if people want to use him in future content, because Kadaj isn't the best character. He's definitely usable and has some interesting applications, but he needs all the help he can get, honestly, and this bug really isn't helping him, excuse me. So now you can just see that his EX was charged after 3, and it still took only to the under 1/4 meter mark, so it would be another 3 skills before he was able to do it again, and so on and so on. So that's just showing how Kadaj is bugged right now, and we can clearly see it. Our final test is going to be showing Kadaj's EX having a magic effect on the gravity part of it when an enemy holds bravery, and we're going to be using the Humbabas from Terra's Story Lufenia to show this. Their orb has an uptick of non-elemental magic brave damage, and Kadaj's EX is clearly going to make this increase by 16 to 19 once you factor in the -1, and we'll see this on letter B. So thank you to Some Girl for getting this footage, and this is just something that's hidden from the player and really should be updated on the UI, and it can come into other fights too, like the Chaos Bahamut story fight. If you try to use Kadaj there, might run into problems, so try and get that fixed as well. So thank you for watching the video, and hopefully you have a better understanding of why Kadaj is bugged, why that matters to his gameplay, and why it matters to you as a consumer, because a big company is generally not your friend, and it's up to you to help yourself and that your product is being delivered correctly and you're not being advertised wrongly or being taken advantage of. So if you liked this video, give it a like and a comment to help me out and help push the message out, and just tell your friends, even if you don't show them this video, that Kadaj is broken and the devs really need to be fixing him. In the latest in-game notice, we did get some updates on the Cypher & Co. Brave Damage bonus up bug, which is good. However, we got absolutely nothing about Kadaj, and there's just been no transparency in that regard, and no notices to when he's ever going to get fixed. So just try and get the message out, and yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye, Anura!